Welcome to another installment of Tag Me In, where the triple threat brain trust tag over the good, the bad, and everything in between in the world of professional wrestling. I, of course, am the unofficially official Lip Dizzle, joined with none other than the less stealthy unicorn himself, the Black Machismo, Ray Scoot Lethal.
Time to get this podcast a lethal injection. That's all I'm gonna say.
Of course, ladies, you don't see him down here. The one to induce all types of lethal injections. You know
Right?
what I mean? Jaeger Bombastic, so fantastic. If that man was invisible, he'd still have your heart skipping a beat back to back to back to back to back. He'll probably be doing his signature run-ins eventually, if that's the case. If not, we're just gonna chalk it up to him being busy or buried under a pile of women.
At this
You
point, we need to just buy that man money in the bank briefcase.
You know what? That would be. Yeah. Yeah. Call it Jaeger in the bank briefcase
Exactly.
for all the ladies.
Just run-ins.
but yeah, I will say this. This for those of you watching, this will probably be the last one of these tag me-ins that's in this format where we talk about AEW or certain shows. From now on, moving forward, tag me in is going to be an overall discussion of professional wrestling within that week. And we're going to have new shows incorporated moving forward. Probably starting next week. I'm still not sure if we're going to do a tag me in next week because it's going to be Thanksgiving. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. Probably more. Yeah, probably not really, because if we got other shows, we could probably throw those in there. And then
I don't know how Dizzle feels, but I'm pretty sure I could speak for Jaeger. I will probably be the one doing a recap on Survivor Series. So I guess be on the lookout for that.
If need be, I'll chime in to maybe see what the fuck I missed, if I missed anything.
But
maybe to even find out if it was even worth watching. But at this point, yeah.
I'm gonna record another video about the Survivor Series like I did, because they're still pulling this bullshit.
Oh yeah?
I mean, let's to give a little teaser of what I'm gonna discuss. Full Gear was last week. We knew the card going into Saturday. Imagine Wednesday. They were like, you know what? FTR is not going to fight the Lucha Brothers. Not because FTR is injured. It's because Acclaim beat them in a tag match. So now Acclaim is going to replace FTR. You're going to be sitting there like, wait, what? Huh? Or imagine you sitting there watching, oh, hey, the title match between Kenny and Hangman is going to change because Hangman lost a singles match to insert name here. So now insert name here is going to get the title match against Hangman. And it's like, fam, this is Wednesday. The pay-per-view is Saturday.
I don't know how you even get invested in shit like that.
Exactly. Like I said last week, if you saw the video I made about Survivor Series, as far as the 5-on-5 teams, there has been shakeups since on both sides. So I'll update it in the video. But yeah, dumb shit is happening with WWE. I don't see how they want people to get invested in this, but this is what they do.
Well, I mean, shit. Since we already hitting scoops, Scoop, what's up with the scoops?
Man, speaking of WWE, Becky Lynch and Charlotte. At this point, I don't know if it's work shoots or at this point they're just legitimately beefing with each other. There's a documentary, but with the little WWE documentaries. One of the producers asks, "Hey, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the name Charlotte Flair?" First word was just bitch, like just bitch. Yeah, you had Charlotte said what she said in the interview, which we did watch the full interview. We will speak on that. Uh, Becky had her response. Becky also had some words to say about Ric Flair when she did an interview, and basically to paraphrase and to kind of summarize it, basically she don't know why Ric Flair got her name in her mouth, got her name in his mouth. He must be looking for some clout. He must be looking for something. Keep my name out your mouth. You can't be talking shit about me, but then you want to keep my name in your mouth. Then, hold on. But then Becky said also about with the whole title switching thing. Let me see. Sorry. She put, when somebody goes out and you can't trust them to do what we agreed on doing, then what are we doing? So I don't know how their match is going to go at Survivor Series Sunday. I don't know if it's going to be professional. It's going to be some awkward moments like the Charlotte and Nia fight. I don't know. But like I said, this could be a work. This could be a shoot. A little bit of both. But at this point, seems like Becky and Charlotte really is not on the same page.
Ah, and I heard I heard somebody read that off. I think it was Wrestle Talk. I heard that this morning when they covered that and they read that same shit. And that's what I was thinking when they talked about how she was speaking on the title exchange
Mm-hmm.
and how she knew that Charlotte was going to try to pull some other stuff. So my thing is this whole match on Sunday going to be a complete shit show?
Honestly, it's starting to become a very anticipated fight because of this. Of course, the most anticipated fight is Big E and Roman, but this is starting to become that dark horse of an anticipated fight because the intrigue of what's going to happen between these two. So we don't know at this point. But whatever happens, of course, we'll keep y'all updated. That's what we do. Also, updates. Ray Phoenix caught a little bit of heat backstage after Full Gear. So to now that the picture is clear, Dax was knocked out in the match, and he wasn't all the way 100%. So it was supposed to pull the switcheroo with Cash coming in and Dax being like, "Hey, that's the wrong man getting pinned." But I guess Dax was still not, all of his faculties wasn't there, so that's why it looked so awkward. And Dax was also supposed to be a part of that beatdown.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
he was supposed to be part of the beatdown with Cash when they beat down what was it, Pac.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be a part of that beatdown, but once again, he was still getting checked out. Now you're wondering, why is Phoenix catching heat? Well, Phoenix didn't do the time on the tradition of checking in on the person you injured. Famously, this happened between Booker and Stone Cold, uh, Owen and Stone Cold. Obviously, Stone Cold is the X factor here. Some other wrestlers it happened with too, but yeah, it's a tradition of, if you know you injured your opponent, you check in on them, you make sure they're good. Phoenix didn't do it, and apparently there was a little tension. I don't know how it is now, but apparently it was a little bit of beef that Phoenix didn't check up on Dax after the match and
Yeah,
everything.
from what I heard, it wasn't as that it wasn't that much heat. It was
Yeah,
really just people were I guess more so on the level of disappointed
yeah, that he
because
didn't.
it's like, oh, you should know better. But
Yeah,
yeah, I think everything is still all good. But I mean, at the same time, I mean, thinking about something like that, that should it should be self-explanatory because I mean, and for those of us and those of you watching who have watched wrestling religiously throughout the years, you'll know those moments where if somebody takes some type of a bump, you'll see the opponent do some type of motion, whether it be on the ground, where you can kind of tell, oh, they're making sure that they're okay to continue.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. So yeah, I think I don't know if it was just like the high of the match or something happened, but yeah, it didn't seem like anybody went
Apparently,
to check on anybody.
shout out to Cultaholic. Apparently, it was roughly like 10 minutes in, according to them.
Hmm,
It was roughly about 10 minutes in, and Phoenix did something, and he must have really connected with Dax for real, and it kind of because that's why if you remember now in retrospect, Cash was all over in that match, so he had to compensate for the fact that Dax was legitimately knocked out for a second.
that match would have been way better had he
Well,
got.
I don't know if you saw it, but apparently there is going to be a AAA event sometime this year that the Lucha Brothers are going to get their rematch against FTR for the
Oh, okay.
yeah for the AAA tag titles. I can't remember when, but it's sometime. Of course, only this month in December, but sometime this year, it's supposed to be a rematch.
Oh, so I guess you might get a swapping of the titles in
That's what I was
2 different
thinking.
ways.
I think we might get swapped title swaps.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, Congratulations and happy anniversary to the Shield for 9 years. They debuted, of course, at Survivor Series. So, of course, you know Mox, formerly Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. If you've been keeping up with any of those three, the rest is history. Let's just keep it like that. The rest is history. Uh, I did listen to Jim Cornette for the first time in a while,
Really?
and I listened to his Full Gear review.
Mm.
And funny enough, almost the same praises and criticisms almost. He said that he thought MJF and Darby was the match of the night. He said Punk and Kingston was the best fight of the night. Um Brian Last, his co-host, had said, which I kind of start to agree now, with Kingston now becoming like the people's champ, like the people's hero in AEW. He said Eddie Kingston is who Cody Rhodes should have been as far as the love. Uh, of course, he didn't like the Falls Count Anywhere match, and he said that he hopes to God Adam Cole breaks away from all of this because he does not want to start disliking Adam Cole. He wants Adam Cole to start to distance himself from all of this because he does not want to start disliking Cole. Um, of course, he skipped the women's match. Uh, what else? Of course he bashed the street fight just like we did. Um, the tag team he said the FTR and the Lucha Brothers match, the ending, which now we know in retrospect, that was weird, but he said the match was okay. He says that he's starting to dislike that FTR is kind of breaking away from the no flips, just fists, that they're not sticking to their game plan of just beating
Yeah.
shit out of opponents and calling it a day. But he was like Lucha Brothers are gonna do what Lucha Brothers do, but at the end, he's like it was okay match. Um the other tag team match, he was like, what the hell is this? Like why all of a sudden he was like, why all of a sudden, like we said, why was Malachi and Andrade having some weird beef all of a sudden? Then I found it hilarious that Cody was getting booed like the whole time when he was supposed to be getting cheered. Like he was
Exactly.
technically the true face in the match, but he was getting booed.
Yeah. To
Um,
be perfectly honest, yeah.
who else? What else was on that card? I know I'm missing something besides the main event. I feel like there was something else.
Oh, Miro and
Oh,
Danielson.
he apologized to Miro. He was like, "Where was that guy the whole time?" He was like, where was he at the whole time he debuted in AEW? Because I wouldn't have said all that negative things I was saying. He was like, I totally apologize to Miro. This was an amazing match.
I think he said that was like his he said as far as like the night, that was probably like the second best match of the night
Yes, I think he said it was the
for
second
him.
best match. Yes. Omega and Hangman, he said that of course it was a good match because one, Kenny's not champion anymore.
Every
He's
time.
like,
He's
Kenny's not champion anymore, and then now we can see what Hangman does with the belt and everything. But then I think it was him and Brian Last had brought up a good point. It was like, so in retrospect, did the Young Bucks and Omega go heel because they lost their friendship with Hangman? The Cowboy left their life and they just went to bad guys. Like he's like, I don't get it. Like what happened? But yeah, like I said, in a nutshell, like I said, some of the same praises, some of the same criticisms. You know, I feel like there was something else he had said that was interesting too. But for the most part, like I said, that was about it. And I thought it was kind of interesting that we kind of had parallel views about Full Gear.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not because I mean nobody ever said it was a bad show. It's just the
Yeah.
fact that it had its gripes, but it had its fantastic moments, which most of the show was fairly fantastic.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, inner circle needs to get back on the right page
Oh, I'm gonna
because
discuss that whenever we discuss this main event with Inner Circle.
indeed,
Uh,
indeed.
we could talk about the Charlotte update stuff in another video, or if you want to discuss it now, we can. Up to you. Because I did get
Nah,
a chance to listen to the full interview.
I mean, we could probably do something with Jaeger
Yeah.
later that we can give his thoughts because I mean, I again like you said, we did see the full interview. My thoughts are fairly the same. I felt like she did say some truthful things, and I wish she would have stuck to certain things within an interview. But as far as like the praising and the direction of the women's division, I think she should have stuck to that. But I think once she got to the whole, the shit we talked about earlier this week is where she pretty much lost me. But
Mhm.
it is what it is. We'll talk more in depth about it.
But other than that, we can roll into Dynamite. I think. Oh, I guess we can briefly touch on the. This will kind of be a freeze tag, vote with your wallet crossover. But
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
TK did release a new trailer. Um, I'm gonna say this personally because I even had to stop my brother. It looks great. It's promising some great things, but like I told my brother, hold off. Just hold off. Don't let the graphics fool you. Because it might look pretty, but the control scheme might be trash. It still might be buggy, it still could be glitchy. Just hold off. Don't let the flashiness get you yet. Oh, and
That
last bit of news. Um, we can kind of discuss it a little bit. And I don't understand. The word around town is NXT is supposed to be TV 14.
Yeah, they're dropping PG for TV 14. At least
Now,
they're in the process of trying to do it.
now the issue I have with that personally is, and how was that supposed to save NXT?
It's not. It's WWE basically getting in their own way because if they would take the time and actually survey the landscape, they can realize that they don't have to change a rating to do edgy shit. Again, you look at AEW, which AEW is the reason why NXT is and main roster for that matter are dropping S bombs and other shit, dropping more bitches and all just
I mean,
everything.
but
And AEW has never changed rating. I think they're still TV PG.
but even if like 2 years ago, last year, the NXT didn't need all this extra thing. They didn't need
No,
all these butt and boob shots and shit. Like,
exactly.
they parading Toxic Attraction around very sexually. You
They
know,
are.
they didn't need all that a year ago. They didn't need all that 6 months ago. So
That's the problem. That's the, and of course I'm going to get back to it, but that's the limit that I'm having with watching NXT because I haven't watched NXT at all this week,
I watched it.
and
And I
yeah,
can so from watching NXT this week, one of the things I think one of the things I think they quietly did, I think they quietly removed Regal.
I mean he
Because
hadn't really been on the show for the most part. I mean, he's very
one thing that
slim.
happened, the main event happened, which was Dakota versus Raquel, and it ended with Toxic Attraction jumping Raquel, and all
Oh,
four
and
was coming. And then
that's it off War
ran
Games.
out. Io ran out. Cora Jade ran out. Io grabs the mic and screams out War Games. So now we got Toxic Attraction, Dakota Kai versus Io, Raquel, Cora Jade, and insert fourth person. And
That's the problem that I have.
it was like, and once again, I guessed it. I just guessed the wrong opposite side of the team. I said War Games was going to be Toxic Attraction and Dakota, but I guessed the wrong other four. But that happened. Next week, we're going to get Pete Dunne, Gargano, and Carmelo for the North American title. Santos came back and he helped jump Zion Quinn. This right here, I don't get NXT. Now, they showing off Duke Hudson as this poker player. They show that he didn't even have the gimmick a good month before he lost money to Cameron Grimes.
Yeah.
Then they had a live poker game inside the ring, and he let Grimes get in his head to where Duke Hudson folded while Grimes won the money. And after that, he just proceeded to beat the shit out of Grimes. He cut some of his hair, he cut some of his beard off, and it was like this is stupid.
Yeah.
Like, this is stupid. Tony D'Angelo beat Dexter Loomis. And then that's when Carmelo and Trick beat up Dexter. Braun Breaker still won't leave Tommaso alone. So don't be surprised at War Games we get a rematch or something. But yeah, it just flowed. It was just a show. And it was like, it was a show. That's all I can say.
This is why I feel like me not watching it, I don't feel like I missed anything. Like I don't have the urge
You
to go
really
and be like,
did.
oh shit. Yeah, and that's the problem that I have with NXT 2.0 because with previous iterations of NXT, if I miss something, like there was an urge to be like, okay, I know I need to go back and catch up on this. With this, I feel like if I miss it, if I don't watch it when I say I'm gonna watch it, then that's it. I'm not even going back to it. It's just gonna stay on the DVR collecting, digital dust and
I can
shit.
100% tell you there is nothing to go back to this episode and watch. To be perfectly honest with you, if you miss this episode, it'll be a-okay. It'll be a-okay.
Just zero fucking investment.
Yeah,
Like
but
the only thing I've cared about so far, like that has my interest, is like the shit with MSK with where they're going. Their
yeah,
whole like
apparently they're going to try to see some shaman because they even took a
yeah,
flight and everything. So I guess we got to wait to see how that plays out because they just had more vignettes.
and they're treating GYV like shit.
Yeah, I don't understand this new thing with GYV because now they're sitting there. They had Toxic Attractions tag titles, and they had Toxic Attractions tag titles, and Gibson so-called FaceTimed his grandmother to let her know that they were tag champions again. And then eventually they gave the belts back to Toxic Attraction, and it was like, what the fuck is this? What did y'all do to GYV? Why is GYV a damn near comedy act?
Because that, given storylines of previous, they talked about the seriousness in them trying to win tag titles and how they didn't like MSK's gimmick and how everything was all
Yes.
jokes to them. So it's like,
And now they're becoming fucking jokes.
just fucking stupid.
Trying to think, was there anything else? Oh, I would say one tiny highlight. Grayson Waller randomly showed up on Lash Legends show. He did cut a pretty nice little promo. Now,
I never have any issues with his promo skills.
now the only issue I had with Grayson Waller, he was so fucking cheesy that it almost kind of offsets that amazing promo, because you can't have a promo like that and still be this cheesy guy later. So we'll
True.
see where this goes, because he was kind of serious. He was very like focused with it. So we'll see where this goes. Oh, also Jacket Time with Odyssey Jones fought Diamond Mine, and Jacket Time and Odyssey Jones won.
That makes more sense to be in the fucking War Games match right there.
It could be, to be honest with you. Damn, I didn't even
There's
think about that. That Diamond Mine and maybe Hachiman, or Diamond Mine and fourth versus Jacket Time, Odyssey Jones, and a fourth. I didn't even think about that. Um. Oh, Von Wagner was basically ensuring Kyle O'Reilly that, whatever happened with SmackDown was with SmackDown. I'm still here to be your tag partner, and they beat Brooke Jensen and Josh Briggs in a tag
none of
team
that
match.
is none of that is
But
impactful enough to make anybody care about, oh, what can happen with this tag team? He was on SmackDown. Like there's not that much investment for anybody to care that much about what the fuck Von Wagner's doing. Nothing
exactly,
against them, but there's no fucking engagement in NXT 2.0.
at all.
But
Um,
it is what it is.
it is what it is. But like I said, Tommaso was cutting the promo because he was getting tired of these new guys, and in the process, now I would say, if anything to watch the Tommaso promo, because while Tommaso was cutting the promo on the guys, Braun Breaker came out, and there was a part. Tommaso looked at Braun Breaker. He said, "You know what, Braun, you have a 33 and a third percent chance of beating me. So if you really so if you really want to do this, but yeah, like I said, overall, I'm getting tired of the frantic nature of NXT 2.0. It's too frantic, and it's they're trying to make a chaotic, organized chaotic show, and it's not working.
That's the problem with trying to make an orchestrated conflict. You can't. Organized chaos does not work.
No, at all. But that was NXT. Oh no, I'm in my
Just
other one.
to some
I
good
did, I
shit
did.
though. To some good ass shit. AEW fucking Dynamite. From beginning to end. Open up hot, close hot. AEW was the fucking shit. And they started off with Hangman Page celebrating National Cowboy Shit Day.
Yes, yes,
Fuck. I don't give a shit, even if it was in Virginia, his hometown. If this was any fucking where, Hangman would have gotten the same ovation.
absolutely, absolutely. Hangman is over. Like, I mean, Hangman was
Oh yeah,
over prior, but Hangman is here. Like, he's here. He's
and
definitely what the fans wanted.
exactly, and there's so much between this opening segment and the first match that makes long term booking so fucking good, especially in AEW's case, because going from just a parallel between what we saw with Hangman's growth, from the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, where it's like, he thought he had that confidence with, when he said he was going to be the first AEW champion, to losing that match, to still going through being a tag team champ and still having those iffy moments and trust issues with everybody around him,
Mm-hmm.
to this point where it's like you see the difference, you feel the difference, and he's coming to his own as a champion. And just for him to even state the words, when you get the cliche "you deserve it" chant, and for him to spin that shit around and be like, "No, I earned it."
Mm-hmm.
To
Because
me, I'm just like,
he knew it was coming. He knew that chant was coming.
yeah. And
Now,
and, and the good thing about that is the fact that, because that chain is so cliche, and for him to come in and kind of refresh that makes it that much more impactful in my book.
I will say this. Um, the introduction of Bryan Danielson spoiling the celebration.
Mhm.
I love how literally in 3 nights the American Dragon literally turned heel.
Yeah, yeah.
And the fact that he legit, without a stutter, without a pause, he straight told them, I won the world title at WrestleMania and wrestled the next night. And the crowd did not like that.
No, and it's because it's like he knew
He knew.
exactly how to generate the fucking heat, and I love that, because just like you said, without missing a fucking beat, it's almost like if he was never planning on turning heel, and because I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
you can even argue the fact that maybe he wasn't planning, but he went off the cuff and said fuck it, and decided to just go off key, and I would have been like, perfect, because the way he did that, and I love how he comes in. It's like the way that it built up by even coming in and just saying, I'm 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 shocked and disappointed that it's you standing in front of me instead of
Yeah, like
Omega,
even him saying that was like, I really wanted to fight Kenny for the belt, but I guess I'll fight you. I
but
guess.
and that's good, because then, of course, again, Hangman in his confidence came in with the rebuttal and was like, yeah, but it took me less than 30 minutes to do it,
Yes.
which
Yes.
I was like, oh, and then to see that get in Danielson's skin just for a quick second. He
Yes.
didn't let it go full on, but just for that quick second, it was like, yeah. And then for Brian to come in and then just even state, well, you can go ahead and put it up tonight. And to him, and for him to take the heel heat, and for Hangman to be like, yeah, I'll do it. And but then Danielson to come back and just be like, well, throughout your whole career, all you've had is excuses for why you haven't done this and this. So you know what? I don't want to beat you right now, because when I beat you, I don't want you to sit here and say you didn't have X, Y, Z when you lost. So I
Mm-hmm.
want to beat you when there is zero excuse. And I was like,
He was like,
oh,
yeah, you've been drinking, you got on jeans, you ain't 100% in it. So he was like, I'll wait.
which,
Now,
oh,
now, of course, this rolls into the DB and Evil Uno fight.
oh my
If
gosh.
you
I
want to update
love.
the title
Yeah, oh, my
card.
bad, my bad. See,
So,
I'm so
it,
enthralled with this whole
so
beginning.
this is the thing. This is the thing that pisses me off.
Mm,
Matthew Hardy, if you want to beef with a stable, this is how you beef with a stable. This is how you do it, sir. Danielson toyed with Evil Uno. He toyed with that man. Then not only did he toy with that man, it was like a lion playing with his food.
yeah.
And then, well, of course, in this case, well, no, it would be like a rhino toying with his food because Danielson is vegan after all. Uh, but then to get on the mic and to be like, you, Hangman, until I get my title shot, I'm fucking up every member in your little friend group you have. Speaking of your little friend group, we in Chicago next week, and one of your little punk bitch members is from there. And if he has the balls to come see me, I'll be in Chicago. Of course, I'm paraphrasing some of that, add a little spice and season, but he basically
Yeah.
said he's gonna fuck up every member of the Dark Order until he gets his title shot.
And the good thing about, and which is crazy about this, is that still to this day there has yet to be any announcement of when this match is supposed to happen.
Nope.
So all they have is fucking anticipation. If this was WWE, and again, and it's the first time I think I've done the comparison. WWE would have been soon as they had the number one contenders, as soon as that other match would have been over with, they would have had this date booked already. This shit by AEW is genius, and I'm not sitting here just trying to ruffle up fucking AEW or Tony Khan's feathers. It's the fact that you're building anticipation for something that nobody even knows when it's coming. You just know that you're going to want it.
Do you think he's going to fight every member?
I think it would be the smart thing to do, because what you would do is you would build a lot of babyface sympathy for the Dark Order, and then give everybody a reason to want Hangman to beat the shit out of Bryan Danielson in the long run. Because I mean, you could have the easiest thing would have been to go with babyface versus babyface, just for that whole competitor shit, and be like, you know what, let's let the best man win. But if you have a Bryan Danielson who is at this point right now in his fucking bag, not letting up, he's taking on any and everybody that comes in his way, and he's showing exactly what he said in that initial press conference, where he said, I just want to fucking wrestle. Like, I don't care who you are. I just want to sit here. I just want to see that everybody says they're this, they're that. Okay, I want to find out. And he's making it to where it is, no pun intended, completely undisputed. And I love it. This made me appreciate Bryan Danielson even more. This whole match with Evil Uno, which is why I loved everything about it, because what we got with him and Brock Lesnar at that Survivor Series, this was tenfold that, because the way that he came at Evil Uno, and just even if you would have taken the words of the promos away, the way that he acted in this whole match, the way he spoke to Evil Uno, the way that because I mean, I legitimately thought at certain points that, he either really pissed off at him for doing, because
there was a part where I think Evil Uno gave him a chest chop or a slap. The way Danielson looked at Evil Uno was like, I know you could hit me harder than that.
Punishing him every time he didn't hit him enough.
Like, he looked at him like, fam, you're a man. Hit me like a man. Like, hit me. Like, you have the open shot. Hit me. Like, you're being a complete bitch right now, Evil Uno.
Yeah.
Like you said, either Danielson is really acting it up pretty well, or he really does not like Evil. and now I'm a little scared for Colt Cabana.
Yeah, and there it is right there. You get emotionally invested because you don't know what's going to happen to each member of the Dark Order, because of how well Bryan Danielson is playing this heelish narrative up now.
Now,
so
I will tell the people out there, if you new to this or if you wasn't paying attention, I'm a heel by nature and how I feel about things. I absolutely want Danielson to be beating the shit out of all the Dark Order members. I absolutely want it.
Oh, just wait. Wait till he goes against John Silver.
Oh, and you know what? He's going to do him the dirtiest, because he knows he's the sentimental favorite for the crowd and the sentimental favorite for the Dark Order. He is going to do Silver dirty. He is going to disrespect Silver. Even the submissions he was putting on Uno, like he was having the submissions, the ref was making the count, and he was like, "Fine, I guess I'll break it." Like the disrespect.
No, you saw him flexing when he won.
Yeah, he was like, easy. Like I said, he toyed with Uno. You would have thought, honestly, you would have thought this was like Evil Uno's first match or something. The way Danielson did this man.
Nobody's gonna care about the fucking title and all this. They're just gonna want to see Hangman and Danielson
Hangman.
get it. Yep.
Yes. They just want Danielson and Hangman because I hope they stretch it enough to where he at least beat up 5.
Oh yeah. That's
between Dynamite and in between Rampage, he beats up at least 5 members.
Okay.
If not
I can see that.
At least 5, minus Anna Jay, of course.
Oh yeah, of course.
Minus
yeah, we already know Danielson ain't going that far.
But yes,
yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, we'll definitely see because I'm already it. All it took was the first 15 minutes of the show, and I'm already like, yep, bring it on.
Now, this was the beginning. Like I said, the beginning, but this was.
Oh wait, hold on, not this because I forgot.
Okay.
MJF had his backstage promo because I guess it was the promo that he ran. I guess his post match from Full Gear because he was talking about how he right through is basically undeniable how good he is. He's you're going to have to acknowledge it at some point, regardless of how bad you feel about me, whether you hate me, whatever. It is undeniable at this point that I am this fucking good. It's not just about the mic. I can talk. Yeah, we know this already. But I am the best wrestler, and you will not deny me that. So yeah. But I mean, we'll get more into MJF later on. But and then I think Eddie Kingston stuff was after this too. I think
I mean, we can go ahead and discuss it.
Yeah, with 2.0, which
Eddie was like, "Fam, can I have one promo without an interruption? Just one."
Just one. It's like, but now we're gonna get Daniel Garcia and Eddie Kingston, which is cool. I mean, we've pretty much gotten this.
Yeah.
In some iteration, but I'm cool with this because I think this is gonna be. I don't want to say resurgence because Eddie Kingston didn't really go down any bad way, but I think this is gonna be more of an awakening or introduction to him being that quote unquote people's champ. Because even he got a standing ovation.
It's kind of like what Cornette and Elias was saying about Kingston. Kingston has put himself in a position to where wins and losses for him truly don't matter because you want to see him. You want to see him. You want to see the matches he puts on.
Yeah, I'm definitely down with that. So I mean, whatever they do, whatever road they take for this, I'm all for it. I think, and I say this with this fucking title all the time, but I think if you really want to do something with that, you have him beef with Team Taz, and you have him take that FTW title.
I can see that.
To make because thing is, I think what'll happen is because I keep saying that somebody will take the title and make something of it, but I think if you take that and you put it on Kingston, the fans will make that title mean something.
Yes.
And I think that would be more important because I think initially that's what that title has always been about. Even even when you put it on Taz, because everybody loved Taz, they understood how he was within this shit. So to me, I think that makes the most logical sense, especially with team. And we'll get into Team Taz later as well.
Yeah,
but yeah, we'll talk about Team Taz then. But I think that
I guess we can go ahead and talk because I think it happened early too. The Kenny Omega.
That happened after the Kenny Omega. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
So with Kenny saying what he's saying, it's reported that he's going to have some surgeries.
Yes, he had been, but I think we talked about it before
I
about
think
him
so.
having issues and stuff like that, which is one of the reasons why I was saying that at All Out, Hangman was
Yeah.
for sure coming back to get that title. But yeah, I didn't realize how bad it was. I thought it was just a few things here and there, but him suffering from vertigo, him having his shoulder issues and just all that, I'm like, damn. And I'm like, how the fuck do you wrestle with vertigo?
Right? I guess when you just focus and you know what needs to be done. Now, I
That's the
will
poster
say
child for
this.
no excuses.
I will say this. Kenny O did sow the seeds for Adam Cole to betray them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I believe was it Jaeger who said it? Who kind of made it pop back in my head was that Adam Cole just didn't forget.
No, I
I mean,
said it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
said
said
it.
it, yeah.
That Adam Cole hadn't forgot. He was kicked out.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, this is there's an intrigue with that. It's just still again
And
planting seed storytelling.
once we see how he teams up with Fish Friday. Oh yeah, Fish Friday. once we see
Yeah.
once we see how him and Bobby, let me say it that way. When him and Bobby team up, oh yeah, the seeds have been sown.
Yeah, I think
Now,
this would make sense to have that new iteration of Mount Rushmore.
hmm now, if you want to talk about my first disappointment of the night,
Oh yeah, yeah. This, and I kind of wish Jaeger was here because then we can kind of discuss this because I want to see if he
yeah,
kind of felt the same way in regards to the whole New Japan thing. But this this match here, I hate. I wish they would have this would have been a better fit with Trent and Ishii if they were a tag team because the dynamic between Orange Cassidy and Ishii, it's like it's almost like just complete polar opposites because you have Ishii who's being completely fucking serious, like I'm coming in to whoop ass, and you have Orange Cassidy being, I mean, again, playing his character, no problem, but
it would
at
have been
this
better. It would have been better if it was Cassidy and Rocky Romero.
that's fine too because I mean at least he's with being in Roppongi Vice with Trent, it would have made more sense because at least there's a
Yeah.
little bit of that buffer there. But in this instance, yeah,
All right.
it's
Here's my official hot take
mhm.
again, and I'm going to say this. I don't really care at this point how mean it sounds. If once again, if you want to bring the smoke to me, I don't care. There's a reason why MJF didn't list Orange Cassidy as a pillar of AEW. And this match officially showed me that I am back off the Orange Cassidy train. And I think I'm maybe never catching that train again. I am probably officially over Orange Cassidy. And I don't know if it was this match because, like you said, Ishii, Stone Pitbull, serious, while Orange Cassidy was still trying to do his little kicks and his little gimmicks. And it's like, fam, fight the fucking fight. Like, you're with your quote unquote chaos stablemate for the first time, and you're still in gimmick. I get that's the gimmick, but you're still in gimmick. Like, be how
Yeah.
you was against Chris Jericho and this and the other. Like, you're being so honestly, I'm off the Orange Cassidy train. Like, I'm done.
Yeah. What would have
He's
helped,
officially in that boat to where I'm done. Like, I'm done with OC.
and the crazy thing about it is that this was their out to kind of give Orange Cassidy that much more of a serious edge,
Mm-hmm.
especially being with this type of stable. And that's where I feel like they dropped the ball because I felt like he was the oddball in this whole match because and again, as far
He
as Butcher and the
was.
Blade, this whole match showed exactly why Butcher and the Blade do not need to be in HFO
Yep.
because they are I don't because they're not underutilized because they are being used, but I think because of the way that they're being used, they are underrated as a tag team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the main problem because they're on TV almost basically every week. But the problem is with the way they're being used, they need to be in the conversation of who should be in the top 5 or who should be the next AEW Tag Team Champions, and they're not being, and that's a disservice to them. And it's the same thing with Private Party because that's another team who had a very promising start, and now that they're put in the stable, that's going nowhere. Same thing the likes of Team Taz, but we'll get into that as well. It's
Honestly, I didn't mean to cut you off
no,
because
no, no, no. You're fine.
it just hit me. It just hit me anime style. Remember how Brandy realized that the Nightmare Collective needed to stop and they killed it? Why haven't they done this with the HFO?
Because I
Because
think
like you
what's
just
probably
said,
going on.
because like you just said, you had Private Party who at one point was there.
Mhm.
Now it's like, damn, oh shit, they still with the company. Like, like you forget Private Party is there at times
Yeah.
until you see their name on Dark because they did have a match on Dark teamed up with the HFO, but it's like, what the fuck?
Well, looking at it now. Okay, never mind. Private Party are not in the top 5 anymore.
Like, yeah,
Actually, they got overtaken by Proud and Powerful.
like I've been over. Yeah, if y'all been watching this, y'all know I've been over the HFO for a while. I'm damn near getting over the best friends. I think Statlander and Trent are the only people saving that. And unfortunately, Trent isn't back yet. And Statlander really, I mean, yeah, she's in the TBS tournament, but
She'll get you back when she goes against Ruby Soho.
yeah, but as of now, I'm not saying best friends is in the same boat as the HFO, but if they stay off of TV for a little bit, I'll be all right. But yeah, Orange Cassidy, I can see why he wasn't quote unquote considered a pillar. Because after this match, I was over it. I was like, yep, I am officially not a fan of Orange Cassidy anymore.
He's gonna be that constant mid carder unless he does something.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say drastic because again, character work is still top notch. But if he doesn't have a serious edge to him, then that's gonna be his downfall, and it's
Mhm.
gonna hurt him in the long run. So
Because the thing is, what you call it does it pretty well. Riddle does it pretty well.
yes, yes,
Riddle does the goofy guy, but when it comes down to it, he will beat that ass. Orange Cassidy, he has to be damn near beaten to death before he finally, okay, I'm serious now. Nah, fam, I'm good. And then he just goes right back to it. It's like, all right, I'm good. I'm totally good.
dang,
If this is a way to bring in Okada through the best friends, hurry up, please. Hurry
I don't
before I
even think
lose
they needed
interest.
Okada for that.
Before I lose interest. You're right. They really don't. But I'm gonna lose interest.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that. Um, we got a small promo and video package from Ty Conti, which
Mhm.
I like this. I think this is very serviceable. The fact that she said, even in defeat, you know, I'm still on top.
Mhm.
Basically saying, I don't count this as a loss for me. This was an experience. I learned from this. So I know
Brian
what I need
Laz
to
has
do.
said that Ty definitely has promise.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just
Yeah.
and that's why I'm glad that she got over the whole. Well, I mean, I got to see if she does another match where she stutters steps, but this match at Full Gear, perfect. I mean, I wanted to speed it up a little bit, but she's gradually progressing, and that's all I
Yeah.
really asked for. Uh, and I think with her, with this promo. was perfect because it didn't set her back. She wasn't just another notch on Britt Baker's belt. It was more of a, okay, this was my coming into my own moment. And so
Mm-hmm.
now, when you start seeing me now, you're gonna see a new Ty Conti. And the next time
Mm-hmm.
I have a championship opportunity, I'm walking out as champion. All you need. That's
Oh,
all
you
you
need.
need.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course we got a promo from Britt Baker, which also another one that makes sense. Says I've been holding up this division. You know, I've taken out everybody that's come up, and right now I'm going to take a step back because right now I'm going to focus more on the future of the women's division in Jamie Hayter. Which
Mm-hmm.
this promo kind of made me second guess, like maybe Jamie Hayter may go and beat Thunder Rosa.
Well, we know what Thunder Rosa's plans are.
Absolutely, I know.
Thunder
Wait, we
Rosa's
are just not winning.
trajectory is to fight Britt for
Britt
the
Baker.
title.
Mm-hmm.
And why not let this be it? Well, Britt and Reba Rebel
Foster.
interfere, and Tootsie Rosa lose. Now, okay, you fucked me out of the TBS title. I'm gonna take your title now.
This would be a nice way to go. And it would be a nice word because a lot of people would already think that Thunder Rosa is going over on Jamie Hayter. So
Mm-hmm.
it would be a nice little shock victory.
It
But then
would.
that would mean that she would have to go against Jade Cargill though.
We already know Jade. If Jade is not Jade's first loss is either going to be losing to Ruby Soho for that title or losing while she's having that title. Because it's very serendipitous that she already coined it, that bitch show title and everything, and for her to not get it. So I'm saying because of that, Jade is probably my favorite to take it.
What I said
But
between her and Ruby Soho.
considering what also happened, I think we're about to get to it. I don't care if it was the next match or not. But considering the match between between Nyla Rose and Cheetah, with that outcome, it was like, oh, okay, wasn't expecting that.
This is where part of my gripe comes into play with this match. Because we've pretty much seen a lot of iterations of this match.
Yes,
I was not clamoring for it. This is why I wanted a different dynamic. This is why I wanted Serena Deeb to beat Hikaru Shida, so I could see
yes,
this match with Nyla Rose and Serena Deeb, and then potentially see Serena Deeb go over, and then see Serena Deeb and Ruby Soho in the semifinals.
because they didn't even make it special that Nyla Rose was at 50 wins.
No, no,
Other than them kind of putting little graphics up, they saying, hey, if Nyla does beat Sheeta, they'll be tied with the most wins. And it wasn't even treated like, I mean, granted, yes, it was treated special because the person is advancing in the next round. But Nyla is just as winningness as Sheeta, but it wasn't glamorous like Sheeta. It was just like, okay, well, Nyla got these wins too. It's like, shouldn't y'all make more of a big deal than that?
exactly, exactly.
Because as far as I know, there's only 3 wrestlers with 50 wins: Jungle Boy, Nyla, and Sheeta.
Just about, yeah.
So that should be a little more praised in the way it was. But hey, I'm just here. I saw somebody say this on the internet, and I'm starting to agree. Somebody said Sheeta keeps bringing out that chair. She got to do that triple jump move she does. It's starting to become the dumbest thing in wrestling.
Yeah.
I haven't
There's
seen
no
Sheeta
point.
hit that move in so long.
There's no point. I mean, you could jump off damn near anything if that's the case. I mean, you
Right?
don't need the
I
fucking
never
chair.
understood it when she first did it.
Yeah, me neither.
It was like, what's the difference of you propelling off a chair than you propelling off the steel steps or jumping off the ring apron? Like, you know, kudos for Nyla for taking that bump, but you know, eh.
It's one of those things, man. I mean, it could be just the showmanship type thing. You never know.
Yeah,
But to me, it's just one of those things where it's like it's gonna be out of sight, out of mind. I see it, I don't like it, but I mean, I can't stop the shit. So,
that is also true. We can't stop. But I was surprised that Nyla went over though.
uh,
I was surprised. I'm not gonna lie. Like I thought Sheeta was gonna go over. Okay, did Serena Deep interfere, or was just the fact that she was just sitting there?
I heard I didn't see anything. I heard commentary because I
Yeah,
clearly missed it too. But I
I was
heard
very like,
commentary say like she clipped her leg or something like that.
oh, okay.
So
I
I
was
don't
like, 'cause,
know.
like they kept saying, and I was like, did I miss it?
Yeah, that's what kind of got me too for a second. And I was like,
Because boy,
even
it
I
was
was lost.
besmirching Serena's name, and I was like, did she interfere? And I just missed it. Like, what happened?
When once commentary said something, I was like, oh, I guess it makes sense as to why she lost. But because I know, I think that was a little bit after. Spot. Still not think-
Because it was
Unless
just
she
like,
came
cause like,
in,
cause like they kept saying her name, and I was like, did she do something, or was she just there?
because I'm seeing her still take the like 10 to the leg as an issue, unless this happened on the fucking commercial break. Well, this match is a lot
It must
longer
have
than I
happened.
expected.
It must have happened during the commercial break.
Because even
Because anytime AEW goes picture in picture, I tune out.
uh, I'm still getting nothing on this one. I don't see
All
anything.
right, well, yeah. Like I said, I wasn't expecting Nyla to go over, but hey, Nyla went over.
He did. Oh wait, hold on. The oh wait, no, that's the muffler stretch.
And funny, that's how she won too. She hit it with that stretch muffler.
Yeah, because yeah, unless this happened like at sometime in the beginning, because even like right now.
No, it didn't happen in the beginning because
Oh
oh
wait.
my,
I see right here. So yeah, she came. So it's looking like it was at the okay, it was right at oh yeah, literally right after the commercial break.
there's a
Yo, yo,
wait a fucking minute.
what?
We have breaking news right now.
Oh yeah?
Jackson Riker,
Uh-huh.
Shane Thorne,
Oh wait, you about to what oh, you're about to tell me oh
Drake
wow.
Maverick,
Wow, again?
John Morrison,
Oh no.
Tegan Knox,
No!
and all of Hit Row.
What?
What the fuck is happening right now?
All released?
Yes. What
Holy shit.
the fuck? Of course, budget cuts.
Wow. See, here's what's gonna happen because JD, you may not see this, JD from NY. So Top Dollar, which JD calls Bottom Dollar after the situation had
Well,
happened.
no, hold on. Top Dollar already said see y'all in 90 days.
Okay, so yeah, so this was going because Top Dollar's been having a lot of issues on social media in terms of like the fans and stuff. And so JD had gone on and basically talked basically like when they got drafted to the main roster, he was
Mm-hmm.
basically saying that Hit Row still had more time, on NXT. Like they he basically he said it was a bad move for them to move them up, which of course a lot of us agree with because Hit Row
Yes.
had a lot more legs in NXT than going onto the main roster, and Top Dollar basically took offense to that and ended up blocking him. And so that's what kind of started the whole trend of Top Dollar versus everybody else. So where he basically went on a blocking spree.
Yeah.
And he kept telling everybody, hey, well, we're not going to be like the people that were underutilized previously on NXT that moved to the main roster. So it's like he kept shooting himself in the foot to the point to where once BFAB got released and that became like a meme on him. So now, with them all being released now, it's it's
Well,
it's about to be a theme
Ashley
frenzy.
is reacting to it now because I just sent it to her.
Oh wow,
Yeah, she's over there. What?
yeah, this is fucking crazy, and this is how I know that Triple H knows nothing about this because there's no fucking way that he would have let Tegan Knox get released. There's no way. There's no way.
You could
This is
tell,
crazy.
honestly, what this is starting to turn into. You could definitely tell. Do all this shit before trips get back.
That's what it's starting to seem like.
Do all this shit before trips get back.
Because what's the end game? What's supposed to happen? And I'm sorry everybody that's watching this, but it's like what the fuck do you expect? But what's supposed to happen with the roster? I mean, in general. I mean, they literally just today release what's the day that they released that fucking trailer?
Today.
For 2K22.
Yeah, today.
John Morrison's definitely in that fucking game. There's no that
Yes.
yeah. So I don't man, this is about to be it's about to be crazy.
This is wild. Like,
And before Survivor Series.
but even for AJ Francis to already be like, see y'all in 90 days, obviously it's true.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt.
Like, this is beyond just sorry. I know we're talking about AEW, but of course,
Yeah.
so I sent it to my brother Mike, and he just sent me this gift. He just sent me
Yeah.
like
Yeah. But it's like what okay, so you
Tegan
release
and Hit Row, y'all ain't even give them a chance.
no.
Especially Tegan. Tegan didn't even get a chance to do anything on Raw.
No, because she should have been at least a tag team champion by now on there. Hit Row, the whole like what's the point of releasing BFAB and then a few weeks later releasing the rest of Hit Row? That makes no fucking sense. No fucking sense.
Make that make sense. Yeah. Okay. We'll discuss it a little bit later. We're gonna finish AEW, then we'll circle back to this just in case something else pops back up.
I mean, because it seems like these fucking releases run in threes as well, anyway. So it
Right?
happens like that. But we ended up getting Dante Martin, Leo Rush versus the Acclaim, which again, an okay match.
Yeah.
Anthony Bowens is gonna end up being the MVP of the Acclaim. Like you're gonna have him as
What's going to happen with the Acclaim? We're going to have they're doing the perfect thing by getting you riled up with Caster. With Caster coming in saying his thing, getting the crowd riled up. But Bowens is definitely going to be the one to where it's going to be like, Mama, that's that man right there.
so that's which is crazy because it's like it's almost like his in ring persona and his out of AEW persona is completely different because it's like like I'm pretty sure him and his partner they both have a YouTube channel together. So
Oh, they
you'll
do.
see him and his whole demeanor is changed. Like you would not think that him and the Anthony Bowens you see in AEW are one and the same. You would think that those are two different fucking people. But regardless, yeah, this match still good in terms
Now,
of. Mhm.
I can't remember if this was in our group chat or I just happened to see. I think it was in our group chat.
What's that?
That picture where they talking about the Acclaim look like the type of guys who won't buy tampons for their girlfriends.
Oh, I don't remember where that was.
I can't remember where I saw that, but it said the Acclaim look like the type of guys that don't buy tampons for their girlfriends. And Bowens responded, "I'm gay." Like it was just like I'm gay.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know where that was. I think it may have been there. But that was I think
But
that was a while back too. Or wait, you know what? It may have been in the one in Instagram.
I think it was our IG group chat. But yeah, so
But then of
uh
course Dante Martin, Leo Rush go over,
yes.
and then you get Team Taz pretty much continuing on from when they had their interaction with Dante Martin when Leo Rush was not there, as far as with the contract. And they said some contradictory things because they said they talked as if Team Taz was getting a whole bunch of success, and they
Right?
really haven't.
Right?
And this would have made more sense had they been on some type of winning streak and you had Powerhouse Hobbs still in the top 5, which he's not anymore. This would have made more sense around that time, but they haven't really had any success. I mean, even right now, Ricky Starks has only defended the FTW championship once or twice against the same person. So again, I don't know if he's still hurt, but it's not doing any favors. If they were going to do this, they need to go ahead and just put that title on Hobbs and let him run with it for a little bit or do something because Team Taz isn't doing anything credible. I thought they were going to do something with Punk, but that kind of just was over and
Yeah.
done. So I don't know. That was just I digress. But the basically what was more important was the main event.
Now, hold on. Now, so the issue before we get to the main event, the issue I'm having is that Team Taz needs to make themselves. I hate saying it this way, and I don't mean it disrespectful, but it's going to sound disrespectful. They need to make themselves relevant slash credible again.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
when you see Starks and you see Hobbs, it's like, you know, yeah, Team Taz got some nice folks, but it's like, what have y'all done lately? You
Yeah.
know,
Like
and
what's supposed to happen?
and come on, aesthetic wise, Dante Martin will not look right with Team Taz, aesthetic wise.
It's it's an intriguing thing. Like I mean, aesthetically, no. But I think if you package them with Leo Rush and Dante Martin with Team Taz, it could do something, but it's still not gonna do a lot. Like
Yeah,
they're better off having their own stable with Leo Rush kind of being the mouthpiece and then going from there. But Yeah, none of it is really gonna make any sense in the long run. So yeah,
Mm-hmm. Like I'm not really caring about this feud.
no,
It's gonna be interesting just to see how it all plays out, but I'm not really. Yeah.
yeah. Now we also did get a few promos from FTR and
Yeah.
FTR and Andrade.
How you feel
Basically,
about that 8-man tag?
I'm not mad at it, but I'm trying to figure out where they're trying to go with it because it seemed like there was something that they had going on going into Full Gear, but that came out of nothing. And I'm still trying to figure out what exactly Pac and Cody did to FTR to piss them off because they kept talking as though all four of them did something. It didn't make sense. Like some of it was kind of just weird, but
Speaking of, so I haven't really been keeping up with Dark and Elevation,
Mhm.
and I finally got to look at, was it Two Fuego, Too Fast, Two Fuego? I was pissed at that tag team.
No,
Have you seen them?
no.
Look them up right quick. Just, and we can get your reaction. The anticipation,
Huh.
people. The anticipation.
Huh. Huh. What
Why the fuck is Cody Rhodes in a lucha mask?
what is happening?
I don't know.
Because I heard about this, but I honestly thought that this shit was like a meme or something. Like I didn't
I
think that it
thought
was
so
like a real
too
thing.
until I was scrolling on AEW's IG and how they'll promote Dark or Elevation every now and then when I saw Too Fast Too Fuego, I was like, "Is that Cody in a lucha mask?"
It put You put a patch or makeup on his tattoo or something?
At first, the only reason why I knew it was him because the picture they had, you could clearly see the dream tattoo on his chest. But I think in other photos, I think they are trying to airbrush the tattoo out.
Huh. All right. All right.
Oh, also too, before we get to the main event, the
Mhm.
other MJF promo, him
Oh,
in the
that's right.
ring and set up his new feud.
Yeah, he came and continued on his promo that was basically following up his post Full Gear promo to talk about how everybody in the back knows. Excuse me. Everybody in the back knows how good he is and how he's the best. They know nobody can touch him. And he
Hmm.
basically continued to sprinkle on that talking point. It's like there's nobody in the back that's better than me. Nobody in that locker room that's better than me. I am the best. Period. And we get the very beginning of Cult of Personality playing, and I was
Hmm.
like, "Oh, we're doing this now." 'Cause I thought we would have waited,
Hmm.
and we get CM Punk out, and MJF changes his tune slightly
Hmm.
and extends his hand for a handshake. does not get what he expects. And if it wasn't for Bryan Danielson basically showing heel tactics, I would have honestly assumed that this was the beginning of Punk getting ready to turn heel. Because I'm like, okay, they're getting this out the way so Punk can be a heel. He can go against MJF, have this shit happen, and then bam, not have to worry about this anymore, at least for now. But at the same time, to have Punk just walk off on MJF and give him that treatment like, you're not worth it. I feel we're going to see almost another layer of MJF because now how he's been trying to ruffle Darby Allin's feathers and get under his skin, I think now we're going to start to get Punk doing it to MJF.
Now, I did see somebody say this online. I can't remember who it is, so I'm sorry I can't credit the person. And I 100% agree with this person. Just like Hangman should beat Danielson, MJF should beat CM Punk.
I would agree with that. I would agree.
MJF beating CM Punk will 1000% cement MJF as truly the next up. And I'm saying this now officially as of November 18th, unless some injuries or things happen, MJF is getting that belt off of Hangman. MJF will be the next world champion.
Okay.
If they book him to beat Punk, MJF is definitely the next world champion. He would be the perfect person to take that belt off of Hangman because he will truly usher in a true heel champion. Because Jericho was a heel that they loved. Mox was loved. Kenny did heelish things to become champion, but he was still loved. Hangman, I mean, everybody's on Hangman's side. What better way than the fifth champion be MJF, the true heel of the company? Because not only would MJF be the great champion, but every title match, they're going to want whoever he goes against to take that title up off of him. And it will make it great booking if nobody can do it until insert Darby or insert whomever. But MJF should be the one to take that belt off of Hangman. And not only the heelish way of doing it, he should take it off of Hangman by Revolution. What better way for the heelish thing to cut his title reign short? Like you said, nobody else going forward should have super duper long title reigns.
Oh yeah, not at all. Not at all. That's a perfect segue because we get into the main event. Sammy Guevara TNT Championship being defended against Jay Lethal. This one I walked into not knowing who was going to win. And I love that.
Especially, I really started feeling that way whenever Sammy and the whole rib situation.
Same.
I was really
Same.
like, wait, is there a possibility that Jay Lethal could get that belt off of Sammy?
I did feel that way, and I love this match.
They had a damn good match, in my opinion.
Yes. Yes.
This is why I've been a big fan of Jay Lethal for all of these years.
Of course, this is where the bittersweet things come into play, but it's not too bitter on my end, but more so for the fact that, of course, the bitter side is Jay Lethal lost his first match in AEW. But
Yeah.
but I think on the sweeter side, and this is probably the best part about it, is that coming out of this match, I visually saw that glimpse of this truly becoming that workhorse title, and Sammy Guevara is going to be the one to kind of usher in that era of what the Intercontinental title used to be for WWF.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I can't wait, because I was honestly worried about Sammy Guevara's title run right now, because I was like, did they put it on the right person?
You know,
Because
I did see somebody said that they wish Lethal would have won because Sammy's title reign has been shit.
it has been, but
Mm-hmm.
that's why I'm glad that this match was put together the way that it was, because and I'm glad that the ribs came into play, because it showed Sammy as a fighting champion, and like, this title means that much to me. I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna make it happen,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I wanted to see. And now moving forward, they can only capitalize off this, because if they falter, then that's going to be at a detriment to Sammy, not to the title.
Yes. Yes. 100%.
So I think if they focus, and this is where the whole what I was talking about, inner circle, they need to seriously focus in on inner circle doing what needs to be done as far as their credibility as a stable. Proud and Powerful right now, they're number 5 on the rankings in the tag division. They need to focus and get straight tunnel vision on those titles. Jericho, I don't fucking know, something.
Now,
Uh,
this was my other I don't even must say hot take, but this was my other observation I personally feel after watching this match. Either they need to let Inner Circle be a group, but let them be their own separate entities, or Guevara is truly being wasted in this group at the moment.
I would agree with that.
Either one of them
I would
two.
agree.
Either Guevara is truly being wasted with this group at this moment, or they really need to let Guevara be Guevara, let not MJF, let Proud and Powerful be Proud and Powerful, and Jericho and Hager can do whatever Jericho and Hager, because that was one of the things they said, Brian Last, after the Inner Circle versus American Top Team at Men of the Year. He said, I pray to the gods Fozzy releases a song and it just blows up. So that way Jericho can just take the longest tour he can so he can get
Wow.
away from the inner circle. Like at this point, I really need Proud and Powerful and Sammy G to be great at this point.
Unless they're going to do a switch up as far as Inner Circle's roster.
No, like I said, I'm fine with them still being a part of Inner Circle, but just like how you kind of have FTR doing FTR things or whatever, it's okay for Inner Circle. Basically, like how DX was. New Age
Oh yeah,
Outlaws
yeah.
tag team champions run the tag team division. X Pac was European champion and lightweight champion and all of these things. But at the end of the day, yes, they were still D Generation X.
Yeah.
But after watching that match, it was like Sammy G is getting wasted right now.
So I'm hoping that this goes in the right direction, because what
Mm-hmm.
I saw last night was very promising, and I need that, because I need something that resembles what the Intercontinental Championship was to WWF, what the X Division title was to um, TNA/Impact, what
Mm-hmm.
the television and United States Championship was to WCW. what the TV title was to fucking ECW, so on and so forth.
I 1000% agree. 1000% agree.
So yeah, just give us that AEW. Give us that, please.
But now, the question I ask you: where does Jay Lethal go from here?
That this was a long shot, and there was a part of me that thought maybe he was going to start doing stuff with Inner Circle, but I think that was more just a inauguration to him coming into AEW.
Yeah.
So right now, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't even, because I think everybody's so locked into different feuds here and there that yeah, I don't see him really doing anything notable yet. I think he'll probably do a few matches and see where he
Just
goes
kind of
from
get
there.
his feet in there
Yeah,
and everything. Okay.
unless he starts feuding with Men of the Year, because
I
at
can see that.
least that'll be credible on all fronts, and everybody gets a piece. So,
I can see that.
but only time will tell at this point.
Yeah.
So, but uh man, I'm still kind of reeling from the releases because
Look,
I know.
I understand I haven't been looking at the screen as much because I've been steady refreshing
Yeah,
IG to make sure nobody else. And it seems like the dust has settled, and these are the 8 that got released. But
yeah, we're definitely
man,
gonna cover this more if other shit happens.
like, how is it fair that you put Shane Thorne in a shit gimmick with Retribution, you split Retribution, and then you just forget about the man, just like how you did with Mia Yim?
Yes,
You Jackson Riker. I don't know how political people are out there and things like that. Jackson Riker should have been fired.
although his Forgotten Sons brethren got released before he did, so
Riker should have
he
been
got a
taken off.
second chance, and I guess faltered it. I don't want to say he faltered because I mean who knows what he got released for outside of budget cuts.
Poor
But
Drake Maverick, who
yeah,
had a
for real.
storyline revolved around his firing, gets fired. Morrison, I'm pretty sure Morrison was ready to leave the company the moment he was restuck with Miz again, and it was like, yep, I'm going nowhere. And Hit Row, legitimately, my heart bleeds for Hit Row and Tegan Knox.
Yeah, that
Tegan
all that.
coming off this major injury, shows back up for NXT for one night, and then it was just, hey, we're gonna move you to the main roster with Shotzi. Okay. You do some good shit with Shotzi. Hey, we're gonna break y'all up. Okay.
The tag team champs 3 times and never got a title shot.
And never got a title shot. Oh, hey, Tegan, get released. Huh?
Stupid.
Like the fuck? Like I didn't even get a chance. Okay. But in Hit Row, like I said, Hit Row and Tegan, my heart truly bleeds. But once again, all of these people are talented.
Mm.
They will bounce back in some form or fashion.
Oh,
It
absolutely.
will. They will all bounce back in some form or fashion. I don't get, like, honestly, I wish we had a glimmer or an idea, excuse me, of the big play here. But all of these releases really is not making sense.
Not at all. Um, yeah, I'm probably afraid of the next 72 hours in terms of like WWE because
The rest
the
of
way
the
these
year at
releases are
this
happening,
point,
yeah. But with the way that these releases are happening, it's almost like who else do you have to release before like
I'm gonna
you?
keep finding people.
because this shows like how many people they weren't using.
And that's the even sad part too, right? Like it's showing, hey, we had all these people that we wasn't doing shit with. And if we was doing shit with, then it's like we can do without you now.
So I don't know. Scoot, outside of basically everything that's happened, you got any final thoughts on AEW or any other news that's going on?
Uh, I would say personally, wrestling is a very unique and wonderful thing on all fronts.
Sure.
Whether you hate it, love it, whether you used to love it, wrestling is such a unique thing. And whatever style of wrestling you like, whatever promotion, whatever wrestlers, anything, uh, the main takeaway I have for all of this is just enjoy it. Like, it's too much negativity in wrestling for some strange reason. Like, whether you enjoy WWE, whether you enjoy Ring of Honor, whether you enjoy New Japan, Impact, AEW, hell, whether you enjoy your local promotion that's up the street, just enjoy it. Like, in the way our society is made and tailored today, you can enjoy what you enjoy without seeing things you don't want to see. If you are so anti WWE, you can stay away from WWE related things.
It's very true. I look, I'm not anti WWE, but I make it's very easy for me to stay away from shit.
Like, it's
Or
very easy if you know Mondays Raw come on, I'll find something to do between 7 and 10. You know
oh,
Tuesdays NXT come on, I'll find something to do between 7 and 9. Fridays, hey, I'm gonna keep busy until Rampage come on. That's if you're an
like that.
AEW fan. But once again, all of the negativity that's happening in wrestling, chill out. Like, it's okay. Like, we can have fun with this shit, but chill out. Like, chill. Enjoy it. What would y'all do if we didn't have it? You know?
That's a very good question. Be a whole
But
bunch
hey,
of it'd be a lot more MMA fans.
but hey, I'm just a guy. I'm just here. Dizzle, what you got?
uh, at this point, just speechless for the most part because of the news that dropped. But honestly, Brian Danielson, yes, no pun intended. Yes,
Yeah, definitely.
but
Also,
yeah,
I do prayers, shout outs to prayers, shout outs, love, everything. I know this isn't wrestling related, but I am a fan of Young Dolph. He was
oh
killed,
yeah,
murdered. So prayers to fans, prayers to family, friends, fans, everything.
body alike.
Just once again, you just never know when things can happen.
So do
So
good every chance that you get.
yes, but yeah,
Do good. But yeah, Scoop, let these mother effers know where they can find you.
unfortunately, you know, I was I fell off the scuticle and
Huh?
now I'm in exile.
Oh,
So I have to get my glory back to be welcome back to the
oh,
scuticle. So until I get my glory back, I'm just walking these cold hard streets. But before I was kicked out of the scuticle into exile, they did leave me with one message. And they wanted me to relay it to everybody else. Fuck Bruce Mitchell. We ain't forget. We didn't forget. We haven't forgot about you, sir.
Oh man.
Other
No, we
than
did
that,
not.
you can find me roaming these streets of exile. I'm on IG, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube at the Scooter Ray. You can find me with the Less Than Stealthy Ninja. Shout out to Aranya, Boss, and Zerk on those same platforms, along with Spotify, Anchor, Google. We are Googleable. But
Right.
that's where you can find me.
Of
Dizzle,
course.
where can these people find you in these
Well,
streets out here?
just like Scoot said, needs to be we don't know where all the anger's coming from. We don't know. But it's there. So if you need that positivity, you need a much brighter outlook on life. Check out Lifestyle One Up. Get your daily dose
Yeah.
every Monday through Friday morning. Tune in. Get some positive. Start your day off with some positivity. So that way
You
you
know what
can
I'm
end
saying?
the
Start
day
it
off.
off.
Yeah. At the very least. I don't know how the day's gonna go in that 24 hours, but at the least you could do is start it off right. But
Yes.
outside of that, Lip Dizzle. Social media all around. IG, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, all that good shit. So, but you know what it is, like we always do. We warm up that nice, too sweet. Oh,
Uh, hey.
pow pow for Jaeger, bada bada bam.
Hey.
But as always, whether you loved it, hate it, thumbs up, thumbs down, comment all your questions, concerns, whatever down below. Hit the notification bell to get updated on everything that we drop. Freeze tag, quick tag me in, tier list, hot tag, Scoots monthly updates,
We
Jaeger After
giving
Dark,
you
Jaeger Dark,
content in this
just
bitch.
every fucking thing. But most importantly, mother effing subscribe.
I mean, because
But
that's the only way you're gonna be able to keep up with all the content. You gotta subscribe. Not, but
unless
this is the thing. Not only you gotta subscribe, but you gotta click the notifications because you might get mad videos. You know
true,
what I'm saying?
that's true.
When we start just flooding y'all, when we start just flooding the content and flooding these streets, you got to be notified that we flooding the streets. You
Because
know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
your other option is to not subscribe, not the notification bell, and just search tag every time.
Which I mean, that gets boring. Like,
Yeah, we're making it easier for you.
I
Just
mean,
do it.
just
Just
hit subscribe
yeah, there
and
you
hit some
go.
notifications. You know, because like I said, we're gonna just be flooding these streets.
True.
You don't know.
That's
You don't
true.
know who you might be getting content from.
Much
You don't
so.
know. You might
But
see some surprises here and there.
but
Don't be a
as
hater.
always, until you hear these immaculate voices and see these handsome faces, we bid you all adieu. And until next time, you beautiful mother effers. Tag the fucking out. Bam.